everybody, I'm Joanna Smith and I work on Google+.
And I'm Wolff Dobson, I work on Android, and today we're going to talk to you about Google I/O Hunt, which is the game that we made for Google I/O 2013. We've just open sourced it. It's at nfchunt.appspot.com, and we want to tell you about what the game is and then how you can make your own. So the game is actually easier to show than it is to demonstrate right here. So we're going to cut to a clip of Joanna and I playing this game on the Google campus. To put up an NFC hunt, we hide NFC tags in interesting places. The hunt's now set up, so Joanna's going to be our guinea pig.
What I have here is I've opened the app and it's welcoming me and I'm going through it and I'm kind of getting to find out the story. And now I've got Google Plus sign-in option, so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. So the first thing is I get a clue, and it's got an image as well as text letting me know where to go. And since I happen to work on this floor, I kind of know the floor pretty well. So let's go take a look at where I think this area might be. And I was right. So I can immediately see a clue. This is exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to take my NFC device, I'm going to scan it, and I got a paw print, which means I found the first clue. But what's really cool is I can actually scan these in any order, and they're going to show up. So that's pretty awesome. We usually have one or two that are easy to find, and one that's kind of hard. Wolf. Oh, and I got them all, so I get to go to the next clue. See, the picture is a slide, and that's part of my favorite part of the floor. So let's go down the slide. Here we go. So let's get the app back up, because I already see a clue. And sure enough, once again, any orders when I can scan them. And look, two more, they're so easy. So I've got the second one and the third one. What? This is a fake tag. So this is a feature that we added that's really fun, because you can throw people off the scent and have decoy tags all over the place. And then you bring up this little guy. So let's find the last real clue. There it is. So now you can see, once again, I'm going to get a new clue, and I know where the sign is, but unfortunately I think we're out of time, so let's go back to the studio. So that was our video, a little cheesy, but obviously really fun, and you can set up the game yourself in a number of ways, set it up as a race or in teams. It's pretty cool, but in order to make these changes, you need to actually see it run and see how it works. So Wolf?
Right, so as you can see, we have this intro section here, and you'll want to modify that with your own text, because you're not actually going to be on the floor of Moscone Center. So we're going to import the two projects that you download. We're actually three projects. You get, we get Simple I/O Hunt, you get Hunt Writer, which writes tags, and you get I/O Hunt. I/O Hunt is the full version of the game that includes trivia questions, Google Plus sign-in, game services, all the things you need. We're going to do Simple I/O Hunt, which is the same thing, except without trivia questions and so forth. And we're going to import that. And you can modify all those strings and assets and everything inside the resources directory. In particular, you can modify the strings. You can see we have lots of strings in here. All these story strings, you can edit them any way you want. And if I run this, you get the game running, and it's kind of fun. If I click let's go.
So if we take a look at this screen, now that we've got past the story and actually have started playing the game, you'll see this image. And this image is part of the clue, letting you know kind of where to go. The text might help you get there, and the picture helps people remember, oh wait, I've seen that, I know where to go now. But once they get there, they're going to find tags. We do 3 tags in the game, and the tags are actually what you need to scan in order to move on to the next clue.
Right, and so if we were to scan these tags right now, these tags right now, you just hold it up and go, boink. But these tags are empty because we haven't written anything to them yet. This tag in particular came from Covio. They're custom printed with their own labels. They've got this big scan area. They're pretty neat. If you want to have, but they're only write once, which means basically when you write them, you can only write ones. You can't write zeros. Joanna do we have another kind of tag, which is this little round guy here. This one's an all-weather one that we got from Tag Stand. It's rewritable, which means you can write it several times, which is great if you're experimenting. It's not so good if somebody's attacking your tags and trying to change them in the middle of the hunt. This one's also shielded, which means you can put it against metal. These ones aren't shielded, so you have to be a little bit more careful. Going back to where we were, the game itself has actually any number of tags between 1 and 3, and when you scan them, you're finding them, and when you scan all 3, you'll go on to the next clue. You'll obviously want to change that, so we're going to show you how to change this screen just using data. So if we open up this JSON file, we have a hunt object which contains a list of clues. So a clue has this display text. So in this case, it's saying, well, go find this robot. It's got an image, which will show you how to add, and then it's got a list of tags. And the tags can be any arbitrary string. I have them numbered because that's easy to remember. We also have a trivia question. If you're playing the full version of the game, this question is there. If you're not playing, if you're not using the full version of the game, it'll just ignore this question and keep going. And so we have another clue down here. This one only has 1 tag to find. It's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is make sure that you have unique tag names for each thing and that you set the text the way you want. Now, this JSON file ends up inside your app, inside the raw directory, inside a zip file. What's in that zip file? Well, let's take a look. If we look inside hunt data, you can see it's a series of images and this JSON file. And it's actually not showing the extension, but trust me, it has the extension .json. If I wanted to add another one, say off my desktop here, I have this picture of this cool robot. You just add it here, and then you'll need to package it up when you're done. To packaging it up, if you have a Unix-based machine, you can just run our little make bundle script, and whoops, boosh, and you get a zip file, which is just the contents of that that thing, and the make bundle just copies it into the right place. So let's assume we've done that. We've added the zip files. Now we need to write tags. We come with this. It comes with this utility hunt writer, and we can pull that in as well, and you can compile it yourself. You need to compile your own hunt writer because it's going to have its own unique hunt.zip in it. You can't. That's part of it. So we're gonna pull that in. Grab hunt writer, and there we have it. Hunt writer, when it's running, looks like this. Oh, and right, and again, you're gonna put that hunt.zip file inside raw.
Yeah.
You can put it right there. This is what it looks like. You can tell we spent hours and hours and hours on that UI. But if I want to write a tag, I'm gonna click there. Just select it, and then doink, I've created a tag. We got to do that a couple more times for each one of these tags. Come on, scan. You're my best friend. There you go. And I'm not gonna. You want me to write one?
You can write my hand if you want.
Sure, I'll totally write it. Here you go. And we're gonna write Joanna too. And actually, that's a fun thing you can do. You can make you don't have to just stick tags to the walls like we did in the video. We actually during Google I/O, Colt actually wore a tag for a while, and people had to chase around and find him. So yeah, you can have a lot of fun with this. So we've written these tags, but the question is, what did we actually write to these tags? We can check. We have tag info up here, which is an app you can download from the Play Store. I scan this tag, and it says you have ndef data. What is that ndef data? It's a URI. So what we're basically doing is just writing a URI to a tag. Then when you scan that tag, it gets caught by the intent filter on the app. And I've actually got the intent filter up here. You can see it says when you find an ndef thing, and that ndef has HTTPS and the URL of our site, and it's also looking for path prefix f. If you look over here, we have the f. It's basically f for find equals clue dev for good 0. So dev for good 0 is the tag that we just wrote. So that's what's on the tag. It's just a URI. Now we can actually play the game using these tags that we just wrote. So we have it up, scan it, scan it, and you can see it's filling in the little dog prints. And when we find all 3 of them, it takes us to the next clue. And the next clue is the big green Google sign. So that's the game. What you're going to be doing then is going around, taking pictures of the places that you want people to go, then adding them to your hunt.zip. You're going to be then writing a whole bunch of tags for each one of those places, and then hiding the tags.
And what we noticed when we were setting this up is if you have one really obvious tag, it lets people know that they made it to the right place, and then the other two can be hidden a little more, like, higher difficulty to make the search more fun. So one easy, two hard worked out pretty well.
We also have one Easter egg. If you have a tag that's written with the same URI as everything else, but the tag name is decoy, you get this. Oh no,
it's a decoy.
And that can be a surprise. We put that later in the hunt when people ran along and found it. They're like, oh my gosh, it's a decoy. So that's the whole thing. You can also try running the full experience, which has trivia questions. But otherwise, it's open source. We invite you guys to take a look, try making your own hunts, and playing it yourself.
Yep. Have a good day.